Welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast with Jacob Ayers, providing actionable content to help you along your journey to financial freedom through real estate investing. As the premier asset class, real estate has helped ordinary people just like you amass fortunes. The benefits of passive income from real estate investing will allow you to live a life you want. And now your host, entrepreneur, real estate investor, and apartment deal syndicator, Jacob Ayers.
Hi, and welcome to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, episode 148. Hi, I'm your host, Jacob Ayers, and you're listening to Friday Fundamentals. Well, hey, thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. I'm so glad you're here. We've got some really cool content lined up. But first, I want to ask you a quick question. I have a question for you, the audience member. That is, what have you been learning lately? This could be from podcasts, books, networking, documentaries, or even conversations with people who know something you don't, which, keep in mind, is everyone on this planet. One of my favorite forms of education is reading books. Alternatively, listening to both podcasts and audiobooks are also great sources I find valuable. Lately, I've read Wheelbarrow Profits by Jake and Gino, Total Control Financial Guide to the QRP by Damion Lupo, Raising Private Capital by Matt Faircloth, The Best Ever Apartment Syndication book by Joe Fairless and Theo Hicks, The Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko, Willink, and Leif Babin. This one I listened to on Audible. And The 12 Rules for Life by Jordan Peterson, also an Audible for me. So I ask you, what have you done to grow and expand your mind and grow your knowledge base? Well, with that, let's jump into this week's episode of Friday Fundamentals. This week's Friday Fundamental is the dichotomy of success. Success. It's a common term and with not so common definitions. Success is something we strive for, talk about, dream about, and even live for. But what we sometimes don't know is what that success is for each of us. Some don't have success nailed down to exact metrics, much less ideas. Rather, they might define success as being happy, healthy, wealthy, etc. Much less, some don't even have a path to this undefined success. So I encourage you to take some time over the next week and really think about what success looks like to you. Envision your ideal life. Where will you live? Who will be in your life? What will you fill your time doing? What sense of fulfillment will you have? Ultimately, what are your goals in life? Once you have the answers to these, you can start to define success and map a path to get there. Without doing this, you'll be a pinball to life, going about with no intention and purpose. Looking at success as a final destination isn't necessarily the best approach either, because what is your life in the meantime? Unsuccessful? Well, that hardly seems right. After reading The Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko, Willink, and Leif Babin, I've realized there are dichotomies to just about everything, including success, and it's important to understand and embrace these dichotomies. Well, this may seem obvious on the surface, but let's dig into what exactly these are. But first, dichotomy defined. Dichotomy is a division or contrast between two things that are represented as being opposed or entirely different. Well, success takes hard work. Yes, we've all heard this time and time again. However, for whatever reasons, it doesn't always seem to sink in, or we forget about this and try to shortcut our path to success. We want the easiest path to success, the quickest way to retiring early and spending our days on the beach. But deep down, we know that success doesn't work like that. Success takes hard work. Dichotomy number 1. You might define success as living a comfortable life filled with luxuries, security, and plenty of wealth. But on the contrary, the path to success can be quite uncomfortable, insecure, and certainly not luxurious. So you must embrace this discomfort and the sacrifices that success will require from you. Well, you might define success as living an adventurous lifestyle with your friends and family, bringing them along for the ride. But your path to success may require you to outgrow some of those friends and put aside their agendas, goals, or lack thereof, etc. You may have to set out on your own pursuit to success alone. The biggest dichotomy I see people face is one of scarcity now versus abundance later. Some people define success as being able to retire early. They save and save and save, deferring income, experiences, and life for a later time. They hope that one day they will have the success, but for now they continue to work and hope that one day it comes. We've come to call this a 401k in modern day terminology. Well, I'm only kidding, but kind of. Now, this is a dichotomy that a lot of people have out of balance. See, you don't have to live a scarce life now in order to live an abundant life later. In fact, if you live a scarce life now, you will probably never reach a life of abundance. Understand this dichotomy and find the balance that fits you best. You can see that success is full of dichotomies like these. Live intentionally. Live with purpose while understanding these dichotomies. If you don't live a life with purpose and intention, then you are at the mercy of external circumstances, ones that are certain to bounce you around and back and forth like a pinball in a machine. Like with everything, this too is a dichotomy. You can be too set in your ways and your approach to success, blazing through life with tunnel vision, only to find out that tunnel leads to a dead end. So be flexible in your approach and strict on your target. Define success, make a plan to get there, and enjoy the journey ahead. Well, that wraps up this week's episode of Friday Fundamentals. I hope you're getting value from these short segments. If you like these, let me know by leaving a rating and review on whichever platform you're listening on, and be sure to subscribe so you'll catch new episodes every week. For more information, resources, and to connect with me, visit www.jacobayers.com. Till next week, engineer the lifestyle you want.
You've been listening to the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom podcast, providing you actionable content to build your real estate empire. Nothing on this show should be considered specific, personal, or professional advice. Please consult an appropriate tax, legal, real estate, financial, or business professional for personal advice. The opinions of guests are their own. Information is not guaranteed. All investment strategies have a potential for profit or loss. The host is operating on behalf of the Real Estate Way to Wealth and Freedom, LLC, exclusively.